Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are San Diego.
Well, it's been smooth sailing, at least for the last couple of games. That is until last night when Gio Gonzalez and the Washington Nationals continued their hot pitching and shutting down the San Diego Padres lineup last night in the victory in Game 1 of this three-game series. Another great pitching matchup for you here this afternoon as we play in Game 2. The weather was a little bit of a concern early on, but so far so good here at Petco Park, and we're ready to play a little baseball here this afternoon. Game 2 of this three-game series. Good afternoon, everybody. It's Andy Mazer pitch hitting for Dick Enberg this series, along with Mark Grant. And we alluded to a good pitching matchup. Two youngsters, Joe Whelan making his third big league start, going against Jordan Zimmerman.
Manager Davey Johnson coming to the ballpark must feel really nice about filling out that lineup card and having the rotation that he has. Gio Gonzalez, the left-hander, threw extremely well last night. We're going to see another youngster, Jordan Zimmerman, on the right side of that rubber. He's having a great year. He pounds the strike zone. He's going to start against Joe Whelan, and Joe Whelan is making progress with the curveball, with the breaking ball, the slider, the fastball, and the changeup. And the fist pump there, he's confident, and he's going to be matched up against Jordan Zimmerman, 25 years old. The thing about Jordan Zimmerman, with a lot of these starters for the Nationals, not getting a lot of support. He is winless in his 3 starts. He's pitched at least 7 innings, and he's given up 2 earned runs or less. So he is looking for some offense, but I think this should be a good matchup. Let's see if both pitchers can keep the ball in the ballpark, because I think the ball will have a tendency to fly this afternoon.
Absolutely. In this nice humid air, it could fly a little bit further, and the Padres will try to get back on the winning track here against the Washington Nationals. Game 2 of this series, Padres and Nationals, coming up from Petco Park. Here at Petco Park, a beautiful day so far. Again, the weatherman is talking about some rain, but hopefully this game will start and continue to its end without any interruption, as Davey Johnson, the manager of the Washington Nationals, will send this lineup out against Joe Whelan. It'll be Ian Desmond. He'll lead off and play short. Danny Espinosa will bat second. Chad Tracy, basically the hero of the game last night with that pinch hit, and scored a couple of runs. Animal Roach will be the cleanup hitter at first base. Jason Worth moving over to right field today, batting fifth. Rick Ankiel, also with a pinch hit RBI last night, will be in center field hitting sixth. Wilson Ramos will catch, and he will bat in the number 7 spot. Roger Bernardina in left field batting eighth, and Jordan Zimmerman will be on the mound and bat ninth against the right-hander Joe Whelan.
Well, we talked about Joe Whelan in the pregame show as far as his stuff, and you know what? It's going to be a day today where it's hot down on the field. He shouldn't have any problem getting loose, and I'm guessing Joe Whelan right out of the get-go is going to have that good, sharp breaking ball. Big key for Joe Whelan is the command of that fastball. He's a command-type pitcher. That's the scouting report on him ever since he was in the minor leagues with the Texas Rangers.
Let's check out the defense behind Joe Whelan. Will Venable in left. Maben will be in center. Hermita in right. And the infield on the left side is Headley and Perino. Hudson and Alonso on the right side of the battery today of Joe Whelan and John Baker. As Ian Desmond will step in, and we'll get this ball game underway. Game 2 of this 3-game series. Padres trying to even things up after that win last night by Washington. Joe Whelan's first pitch of this game is a little bit inside for ball 1, and that's how we get underway. Actually, that was called a strike. My apologies. Yeah, it's so sunny I can't even see the umpire.
Glare.
Yeah. Here comes the next one, and that's ripped toward short, but playing it perfectly. And making that backhand grab is Andy Perino for out number 1.
Hey, you love those quick outs.
Time now to check out our Lexus keys to the game, Bud.
Well, since the Nationals are in town, they are from our nation's capital. Veto power, right? Stop it right there. And also the landslide victory. Hey, just like back in 1984, right? No close games. Blow them out. Have a laugher.
Nice to have a laugher every once in a while. That first pitch fouled out of play by Espinosa. As Joe Whelan making that third big league start. And again, as Mud has pointed out, and was pointed out in the pregame show as well, getting a lot better as things go on. As Paul Emmel will be the man calling the balls and strikes today. Scott Berry at first. Gary Darling, the crew chief, is at second base, and Lance Barrett is at third. And the count evens now. 1 ball, 1 strike here on Espinosa. Buddy Black and Darren Balsley really like the makeup of this kid, as you talked about a little bit earlier.
Last time out through 99 pitches. Stretching it out there on the mound. The first time out, 85. I just like his demeanor on the mound, and I mentioned it earlier how we showed him coming off a mound after a strikeout, pumping that fist. I mean, that tells you something about the kid.
Guys in that clubhouse like him too. He's just he's all business in that clubhouse. Respectful of the veterans. Close pitch inside, but it's a ball, 2-2. But you talk about composure, and that's not something that's lost on the older guys in that clubhouse either. Espinosa celebrating his 25th birthday today. Hopefully he'll be celebrating later on tomorrow, as in having to put off a big birthday celebration.
Yeah, hopefully Joe Whelan and the pitching staff for the Padres can give him an offer for a birthday present. A collar. That'd be a nice present.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely. Yeah, that curve did miss by a whole bunch. Full count, 3-2. Some scattered clouds here today. We got a game time temperature of 68 degrees. Mostly cloudy. But as the old song goes, it never rains in Southern California, does it? Ground ball, shortstop, and Perino, busy so far, has made both the plays, 2 away. Well, Chad Tracy coming to the plate, and this is the damage he did last night as a pinch hitter. Davey Johnson kind of looking like a genius since Ryan Zimmerman wasn't available. We kind of wondered at the time why a left-hander was coming in to face a lefty, and that was the reason, and it made him look like a genius.
Yeah, he was his only choice, really, because he didn't want to burn Jesus Flores, their backup catcher. You never knew how long that game was going to go. If it goes extra innings, it's always nice to have that catcher on the bench and available.
So Tracy already, you see the average at only 200, but 5 runs batted in. And he'll bounce that one foul. Quickly Wheeling ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. But Tracy's been around a few years. Diamondbacks and with the Cubs most recently. And a nemesis, if you will, of the San Diego Padres, as indicated by those numbers. Sun shining brightly right now on Joe Wheeling. And that was 1-2 pitch. That's fouled out of play, so we'll do it again.
Well, 93 on the heater. Joe Wheeling is about 91. We've seen him, so looks to me like he is good and loose this afternoon. Always love pitching in the hot weather. Work up a lather. You stay hot. You stay warm. Little humidity in the air as well today.
A little bit, yeah. Just got a piece of that one to stay alive. Sunglasses required, at least for the moment. Been some strange weather, though, the last week or so here in Southern California. The May gray coming in a little bit early.
Nice change up.
Piece, yeah.
Nice change up by Joe Wheeling. Showing all of his pitches early. It's all in the arm action. He gets through it nicely, and it's down and away. You cannot get hurt there. When you see Chad Tracy take a swing like that, you know you've made a good pitch. Fastball in here. See ya.
Down looking. Strike 3 called. Inning over. Nationals don't score in the first. We go to the bottom. Scoreless at Petco. Against the right-hander Jordan Zimmerman. Will Venable will be the first to face Zimmerman here today. This is the rest of the Padres lineup. Andy Perino in the lineup at shortstop, batting second. Chase Headley will bat third over at third base. Jeremy Hermida into the game today. In right field in the cleanup spot, Yonder Alonso will bat fifth over at first base. Cameron Maben down to the sixth spot. He's in center field. Orlando Hudson will hit seventh. John Baker catching today and batting eighth, and Joe Wheeling is on the mound. Another one of those talented young starters for the Washington Nationals.
Jordan Zimmerman has got a nice sound delivery, high three-quarter arm slot, 3 quality pitches. Sometimes he'll throw a fourth, that being a changeup, breaking ball, low 90s fastball. He's got some late sink. He works inside with all of his pitches, not afraid to just go right after these hitters. The guy's a bulldog out there, kind of like the young Joe Wheeling we've got for the Padres going this afternoon.
So Venable first to face him. And takes a first pitch strike. Venable 1 for 4 yesterday. Getting a .264 coming into this at bat with a homer and a couple of runs batted in. Gets that one in the air. Easy play there for Bernardina. And that's out number 1. First man retired on a couple of pitches. And that'll bring up Andy Perino. Defensively, behind Zimmerman. Out there in the outfield, Bernardino, as you just saw, in left, Ankiel in center, Worth in right. It's Tracy and Desmond on the left side, Espinosa and LaRoche on the right side of that infield. Zimmerman and Ramos, that is the battery for Davey Johnson. Big kid Zimmerman. And a pitch outside. 6'2". Goes about 220. And one of those guys that subscribes to the high sock theory. The old school look.
And the guy's a horse. I mean, when you look at Zimmerman's physique, you know, he's got the ham hocks. I mean, look at those calves, for crying out loud. He's got the strong lower body, the midsection. He's thick. That's gonna help you later in the season. You know,
Keep you driving off those legs.
absolutely.
Reno got a piece of that one to foul it back.
We talked about the sound delivery over the rubber nicely. As soon as that leg starts forward out of the glove, good arm swing. Nice straight line towards home plate. Good follow through. High back leg. You see that high back foot? Love that. That means you're getting through your pitches and you're getting a good follow through.
Moving Perino back on that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's been a nice little surprise early on in the 2012 season. And it's gone full. We talked a little bit last night about that battle toward the end of camp. Perino winning the battle against Everett Cabrera, but I would bet $1 to a donut that Cabrera will be up here sometime soon. Up the middle. Desmond with good range over there, and he'll throw out Perino for out number 2.
You know, it's a shame, but it's a fact. There are always players that are going to get hurt, right? I don't think there's ever a team, even opening day, opening week, to where a transaction takes place with every ball club.
There was that old saying in the mid 70s about 30 guys is what it usually took to win yourself a championship, because you had the 25-man roster plus whatever you had to replace with. Sounds kind of strange to say with a 25-man roster, but that's the fact. Here is Headley. Has been a consistent hitter since the very beginning of this season for the Padres. It's in 14 of his last 15 games at a .353 clip.
A lot of fastballs early from Zimmerman, and he can get that velocity up to 95, 96.
Wasted one there, 1-2.
Good pop also from Ramos's glove behind home plate. You got to love that.
It's a good sound. That one in the dirt laying off. And it's 2-2. I think the sound of the ball off the bat, probably first of my sounds of the game, and then maybe the pop of the glove a close second.
One of my least favorite is the sound of the ball off the bat, especially the sweet spot.
Very true. Didn't think about it from the old pitcher's perspective there. As Headley gets tied up inside, foul tips it into the glove of Ramos, and the Padres go in order here in the first. After an inning, we're scoreless at Petco Park. Good to see the men and women in uniform joining us here as they always do at Petco Park. Time now for our Saquon Casino Daycation stat of the game. And the Nationals striking out 1,323 times last season, the most in Major League Baseball. They've cut down a little bit so far this year, but LaRoche, one of those big-time candidates to strike out. And he takes strike one.
Well, you got the shift on. 1, 2, 3 on the infield. That means on the ground he's going to try to pull the baseball. The outfield shifted the other way. So Whelan, you'll probably see fastballs away. The breaking ball's down and in. They will pull. He will pull the breaking ball on the ground.
And he pulls that past Alonso into the corner.
That was a breaking ball.
That'll be extra bases for LaRoche, who will get to second base. And the lead man in scoring position here for the Nationals in the second inning.
Breaking ball down and in, and it's just inside the bag at the first base line. Alonso cannot get to it. That ball's hit sharply. I don't think that's exactly where Joe Whelan wanted it, but he'll put that in his memory bank there for next time around.
Go to work now on Jason Worth. Worth 0 for 2 yesterday. A couple of walks. Average down to 311, which leads the Nationals. So we see Whelan from the stretch for the first time and missing low. But Whelan, as you pointed out, I mean, you look for little things you can build on from start to start. And yeah, maybe the results haven't been there quite yet, but you see that light's going to go on pretty soon. Foul that one out of play. 1-1 the count.
One of the things that Darren Balsley, the pitching coach for the Padres, mentioned before the game is that he needs to slow down the tempo a little bit, kind of in between pitches. You know, Clayton Richard loves to work quickly, right? Well, Joe Whelan likes to get up on that mound and work quickly as well. Sometimes that can work against the pitcher. Kind of gather your thoughts a little bit. Not go to the four-corner stall.
It's outside 2-1.
But just slow up the tempo just a little bit. His mechanics are fine. It's just in between pitches.
As whenever you bring up the four-corner stall, I automatically think of Steve Traxel.
And I think of Rafael Betancourt.
Oh, man.
The modern day Steve Traxel.
The modern day human rain delay. Worth will take that one outside. Now it's 3-1. And again, we talk about Whelan and the ability to throw strikes. This is a guy that does not walk, or at least his track record had bared out that he does not walk batters. Bouncer to third. They'll look the runner back. Now LaRoche will break. And the throw won't be in time. They get the man at first. And down to third base now goes LaRoche. As Headley tried to look him back, but on the throw, LaRoche advances to third.
I think Chase maybe could have double pumped, you know, double faked to hold Adam LaRoche, or maybe even fake a throw to second base, because Jason Worth doesn't have blazing speed down to first base. As soon as Chase let go of that ball across the diamond, LaRoche was off and running.
So here's Rick Ankiel. Came up as a pinch hitter last night, drove in a run. And that ball gets beyond Baker, but it took a nice, fortunate bounce off the backstop and right back to him.
Somebody's living right. That was a great carom. Right through the 5-hole, off the padding. Thank you very much.
So the runner holds at third base, and a ball, 1-0.
Didn't look like John Baker got his fingers down, right?
And a bouncer that gets by Alonso down the corner in right field. A run's going to score as LaRoche crosses home plate on a double by Ankiel. Early lead for the Nationals at 1-0. Put in about the identical spot that LaRoche hit his.
Exactly. And it looked like it was a breaking ball as well. It's definitely out in front and down. Not hit as sharply as LaRoche, but as soon as that ball was struck, LaRoche is off his running. And Alonso just misses getting that one. Be careful with that breaking ball to the left-handers. Too good of pitches.
Third RBI of the year for Ankiel. And the catcher Wilson Ramos now at the plate. 1-0 Nationals. And a good breaking ball there to get ahead. Ramos, as you see, with a home run and 4 runs batted in early in the year. .227 is that batting average. It's in the air down the right field line. That's going to be fouled out of play.
So it seems to me that Joe Whelan has gotten hurt on the breaking ball, correct?
Seems like it, yeah.
LaRoche and Keel. And that fastball there, 91, 92-ish, in the right spot. Seems that the national hitters cannot catch up to that. Ramos having a difficult time doing that.
Well, that's interesting because you come into the game with a game plan, obviously. And sometimes plan A doesn't work. Off the plate and 1-2. So I guess there has to be room for a little bit of adjustment. The catcher has to be that much more in tune with what's going on.
Absolutely, because Whelan, his last start, Baker caught him, correct, against the Phillies.
2-2 now.
Baker, this is the second time for Baker catching Whelan. They should be on the same page.
And I'm sure the young guys will defer to the veterans in most cases anyway. Off speed is just a little bit high, as you see there on Fox Track, just a bit above that strike zone. Full count.
Yeah, Nick Hundley caught Joe Whelan's major league debut. That was against the Dodgers. So second time for John Baker.
And a bluff move towards second base. Keel didn't have a very big lead.
You got a 1 look, 2 look, maybe 3 looks at second base. Keep that runner close.
Full count. And foul out of play. So we'll stay at a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Mr. Ramos, we were talking about yesterday, certainly had that harrowing experience in the offseason where he was kidnapped, and it was almost a couple of months that nobody really knew where he was. Rescued, and a great ending to this story, but I'm sure quite harrowing while it was going on. And that's in the air to deep right. And Hermida will track that one down near the warning track. And tagging and heading to third base is Ant Keel now with 2 away. And fans, we want you to be part of all the action with 2012 season tickets. Enjoy the great benefits all season long, like discounted parking, exclusive events, and a whole bunch more. Starting as low as just $7 a ticket. Those plans are flexible to fit your needs as well. Don't wait. Get them today. 2012 Padres season tickets, 619-795-5555. And with first base open and the pitcher coming up, Roger Bernardino will get the free pass. Zimmerman without a hit so far this year.
Good move in the event of a grounder on the infield and go the short way at second base for the force out. See the type of 4 passes that Joe Whelan throws. Pretty firm from the young right-hander. 77. See that? 77 on the pitch out. See if he's changing speeds on the. Yeah, he added a little there. 78 on ball 4.
On the wide fastball. The batting practice wide fastball. So all things considered, with the run in and the way that the Nationals have hit the ball here in this inning, I'm sure John Baker went out there and said, hey, listen, just get this guy. Let's get back into that dugout and start hitting the ball.
Yeah, I think one of the things he may have told him is that, hey, just because it's the pitcher, don't ease up. Go right after this guy like he's the number 4 hitter. Make short work.
That little guy having a great time in the sand.
Yeah.
A little Chase Headley fan. Got to grow him young, First pitch strike. See, they're a 176 hitter. Not too bad as a pitcher.
Not bad at all.
Missed outside, 1-1. Greg Maddux used to say that 200 as a pitcher is like 300 as a position player.
I agree with that.
So if you're coming up towards the 200 mark, you were pretty good. And that's in the air. Might be playable. Down the line. And it will land in the bullpen, just beyond.
I think another stat that starting pitchers are really proud of as well, especially if you're a starter. Not only the hits and the average, helping your team, right? But also if you could lead the league in sacrifices at the end of the year, that's a stat that you should be really proud of, because you're getting runners over into scoring position, helping you to win yourself a ball game.
It took Whelan 15 pitches to get through the first inning. This is number 25 of this inning coming up right here. Do a little work. Ahead of the pitcher, 1-2. Liner down the right field line again, but foul, and it'll scatter a whole bunch of bodies in that bullpen down the right field line.
Look at one of the pitchers for the Nationals getting all over the ball girl down there. He's like, come on now.
Come on, you're getting paid the big bucks to protect us.
He's like,
what gives? And there's a base hit into right center. Run's going to score, and it's now 2-0 Washington. First hit, first RBI of the year there for Zimmerman. Only his 6th career run batted in.
looks like he flipped up a breaking ball, speeding up his bat. We talk about speeding up hitters' bats. That's a breaking ball for a strike. He's late on the fastball. He's able to speed up his bat, and he serves it right up the center of the diamond. Oh, he wants that one back.
So now first and second with 2 outs. Just when you thought you were out of danger.
That hurts.
Big second run comes in for the Nationals. And now back to the top of the order. Taking some big hacks. The ball's 1 strike here on Desmond. Lined out to short back in the first inning. Like it was so long ago. Not sure if that guy spilled anything on himself while he got that baseball. The inside out swing and a nice play there behind the bag by Alonso, and he'll tag it, and that's the inning. But the Nationals score 2. They lead 2-0.
Washington Nationals leading the Padres 2-0 as we start the second inning. I am joining you from right center field because this is a place that Buddy Black, the manager, talked about may be changing. Black talked about the idea of being in favor of discussing bringing the fences in here at the park. It's something that first got brought up by CEO Tom Garfinkel when he talked to Dick Enberg and Mark Grant on Saturday. Since then, it's gained some discussion, and Black said, I don't want to talk about all the details, but he did say, I'd be in favor of the idea of bringing the fences in, which means a little more real estate out here, which might be a good thing for the sandbox, at least. So you never know what's going to happen there, but we'll see. In the meantime, let's send it back to Andy Mazer and Mark Grant. Guys, back to you.
All right, Layla, thanks. As you look at that 400 sign out there, and that's been the one area, Mud, that I think a lot of people would be in favor of bringing in a little bit to help out some of these left-handed batters here with this Padres lineup.
I agree, and I know that's the great thing about baseball is that everybody has their own opinion if there were to be changes. And I don't know, see from here, I'd like to go straight across here. Picnic tables in here, right? Connected to the beach here where you can watch a game.
He just strikes out for out number 1.
And, you know, you fence that in there, right? And then maybe out here, you put a little shower, so you can, no, seriously, during the summertime, put a little chain on the shower, and you go in your flip-flops and shorts, and you cool off, like old Comiskey Park in Chicago.
That in center field.
Yeah, Bill Veck had one out in center field, so I think that'd be a fun area. You could sit on the blankets out of the park, and then you can have picnic tables out in right field and enjoy a big league ball game, have some eats.
I like that idea of the that straight line theory, if we can use that, from the Petco porch all the way to right center. And Alonso grounds one inside the bag at first. That's going to be extra bases. As Alonso will cruise in a second with a 1-out double. But the debate kind of started in the dugout today with the dimensions. Good swing there by Alonso.
And it's in, too. It's a breaking ball in, speeding up his bat. I'll tell you what, Luke Yoder is going to have to do some extra work on that first base line. National hitters and now Alonso wearing it out down there. Need to at least get one run back here in this inning.
So here's Maben. Man in scoring position here. 1 out in the second. Breaking ball flipped up there for a strike. But I'd love to see like an old-fashioned scoreboard out there. Like an out-of-town scoreboard where you can. They have it at a few parks.
Where you hang the numbers manually?
Absolutely. Of course, I'm not the one that has to foot the bill for it, but easy for me to dream. That would kind of bring it in naturally a little bit, just because you'd have to have room out there. But that's the one area, that 400 sign just to the left of the Fox Sports San Diego sign out there. That little triangle out there, and it's built mainly for triples, which have been the Padres' forte early in the year.
How about putting a little water slide out there, too, like from the upper deck down to the beach? That'd be sweet.
Water park with the shower.
Yeah.
Bounce to third. That's not going to advance the runner. Maybe it'll be thrown out for out number 2. Time now for the Farmers Insurance Report Card. National starters have allowed no runs. 7 of their 17 starts this season. Of course, that leads Major League Baseball. They're also the first team since 1900 to have 7 scoreless starts in their first 17 games. Some amazing stuff they're doing.
Unbelievable. Their starters lead with a 1.72 ERA, lead the majors.
And that's popped up on the infield. And Desmond will make the catch, and that's the inning. Padres don't score, leave 1 to the third. It's 2-0 Washington. 2-0. Washington leading. Some folks taking in the festivities from out there beyond the bullpen. And Joe Whelan, we were talking about the breaking ball, but he's been getting hurt on it today.
Hurt big time. Breaking ball pulled. Breaking ball pulled. Hanging breaking ball to the pitcher, going the opposite way. Speeding up the bats of these Washington National hitters. And they've got 2 runs on the board. If he's going to throw the breaking ball to a hitter with a slider speed bat or a breaking ball bat, doesn't mean you can't throw him one. You have to bounce it out of the zone. You cannot throw it for a strike, and I think Joe Whelan can make that adjustment. I'm sure it's been brought up to him, so we'll have to keep an eye on that.
So Espinosa at the plate. And Whelan falling behind, 2 balls and no strikes.
Mark Sweeney's down by the dugout. Looked like the breaking ball out of the hand for Joe Whelan kind of just rolling up there, Marco.
Yeah, it does, Mark, and understanding that he wanted to establish that pitch. And when you try to establish it and it's breaking, it's not really has that bite on it, and it just hangs there, it makes it very easy for these hitters to dominate that pitch and also jump on top of it. He did say in the papers that he wanted to establish his breaking ball. That has to be in their minds of these hitters.
You know what I'm curious to see? I will be curious to see if he goes to more of the changeup. I know it's still early in the ball game, but prior to that foul ball there, Joe Whelan threw a changeup. Now he finds himself even at 2-2.
Yeah, and that comes on the shoulders of John Baker and working together, and that's understanding what's working, what's not. Also understanding, too, knowing when to bounce that breaking ball, like you said.
Way to answer that question with a foul ball coming right at you. That was good work. That was good work down there.
I just tried to field it. You know, guys, I just wanted that soft hands, and obviously these pads help when you don't have soft hands.
There's the breaking ball down and in, right into the nitro zone of left-handed hitting LaRoche. Has to stay out of that area. Maybe next time trying to backdoor that breaking ball. Now see that one, he bounced.
And he gets the strikeout. Second of the day. And out number 1 in the Nationals' 3rd inning to bring up Chad Tracy.
John Baker picks that one out of the dirt. You cannot get hurt there as Joe Whelan goes to the right grip on the curveball, gets through it nicely, perfectly placed.
And well, that's got to go into what we were talking about a little bit yesterday too, with just having faith in your catcher's ability to block that ball and make it a strike and not have a guy going to first base on a wild pitch.
A good catcher. I know John Baker will say this to all of his pitchers.
Hit to center. Routine there for Maben. He'll get that one for out number 2.
If I put down a 2 and we're going for the kill and the strikeout, throw it in the dirt. Trust me, I'll block it for you.
And living proof right there. It's good, good little tandem. And it's always been that way ever since I can remember here with you have a main catcher and then a backup guy, but the backup guy needs to be a very serviceable catcher.
Sure.
And that's hard to find. So here is LaRoche. As we showed you that double that he hit, he scored the first run of the game.
Yeah, look in the years past, you talk about catchers like Henry Blanco, Yorvik Torrealba.
2 balls, no strikes. And Michael Barrett was here for a little while.
Good call.
3-0 to LaRoche. But there's always that fine line. I mean, you need some playing time, obviously, to stay sharp. And Buddy Black is one of the better managers that I've been around that he always tells us, he jokes around a lot about it, but I got to use the whole roster. And he knows that.
Got to keep him sharp.
Absolutely.
Got to use the whole roster.
That's exactly how he says it, too. Good impersonation. I'm sure he'd be happy with that one.
Hey, they're big leaguers. Got to use the whole roster.
I close my eyes and it feels like Buddy Black is just sitting right here to my left.
Nice change
of that one, huh?
Great change up by Joe Whelan.
So he's battled back, full count. Sometimes it just takes that one pitch to start gaining confidence again. A little bit low, and that is ball 4. Well, this season, MLB right here on Fox Sports, proud to support Boys and Girls Clubs of America, a place where youth can reach their full potential as productive, caring, responsible citizens. To learn more, please visit greatfutures.org/Fox Sports. So we look in from left field. Joe Whelan out there on that little circle, 60 feet 6 inches away from home plate, working against Jason Worth. And he'll get into that one to center. They've been drifting back, still heading back there, but now on the warning track will make the catch, and that is the inning. So the Nationals don't score. We'll head to the bottom of the third. Nationals 2, Padres nothing.
Games a year, and having a chance to be underneath him in the A's organization when he was a starting catcher in Oakland, and learning how he developed his game plan, and learning that the most important things about catching aren't necessarily how you look or how you throw, but it's how you handle a pitcher and how you get him through a game, and how you keep the score down.
Okay.
I watched Jason catch 156, 158 games a year, and having a chance to be underneath him in the A's organization when he was a starting catcher in Oakland, and learning how he developed his game plan, and learning that the most important things about catching aren't necessarily how you look or how you throw, but it's how you handle a pitcher and how you get him through a game, and how you keep the score down.
John Baker on the finer points of catching there's so much that goes into the position of catcher that fans don't have any idea about, just because of the work that has to be going into a game before it with the pitching coach and the pitcher, and that it gets a little complicated.
You talk about a grind. Strapping on that gear and having to go behind home plate and get beat up in the heat. Foul tips. Getting spiked. Trying to stick up for your pitchers, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
You do the barking to the umpire, going over a game plan. I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on there.
And then you have to get up and face Jordan Zimmerman.
Yeah, exactly.
And hit. Behind in the count here, and now it's even.
That's why when you look over the course of history of catchers like Fisk, Ted Simmons, Johnny Bench, Thurman Munson, and I'm going back, the 60s and 70s, of course.
And Baker called out on strikes.
Mike Piazza. I mean, to put up those numbers is just incredible.
Well, the Nationals pitchers, again, we've been telling you about this scoreless inning streak. They have set their team record, and now 24 1/3 innings of scoreless baseball, which actually ties their record, which now goes by it in 2005. So Joe Whelan looking for that first big league hit. Will take strike one. 3 strikeouts now for Zimmerman. Popped him up. Worth coming in, and now it'll be Espinosa. Make that catch with his back to the infield, 2 away.
I thought that they were going to collide.
It looked like they were on the same track, didn't it?
Yeah, Jason Worth was coming in hard. But then he peeled off at the last second.
Nice in between on the no man's land area. And Espinosa gave chase and made the catch. And here's Will Venable back to the top of the order.
Boy, some quick outs from Zimmerman, huh?
Pitch count has been Very, very low, 32.
In fact, Jordan Zimmerman finished 51% of plate appearances with 3 or fewer pitches last year. This year he's done it 50%, 59% of the time. You know what the league average is? 45%.
That's how you get deep into games. Yeah. Give your team a chance to win.
Pound the zone early, strikes. Quick outs.
There's a foul out of play. Take a look there at those lowest ERAs among starters, and you see a whole bunch of Washington Nationals dominating with Strasburg and Zimmerman. Granted, Beachy under a half a run a game.
That's some dealing right there with those numbers. My goodness. And each pitcher, they're going to go through their stretches where they, they'll give up a 6 spot.
Jump shot, a little ground ball to second. And the Padres will go quietly here in the third. We played 3, Nationals 2, and the Padres nothing. AT trivia question. Name the 3 second basemen who have hit at least 40 home runs in a single season. A question to ponder for you here on this afternoon.
That's a good one.
Not a position you usually think about with 40 home runs.
Yeah.
Wheelan's falling behind here 2-0. Generally, every once in a while there's a shortstop. More often than not, a third baseman or a first baseman. Rolled slowly to the right side. Nice play there by Alonso, and good cover by Whelan, out number 1. And that'll bring up the catcher, Wilson Ramos. 40 home runs as a second baseman. I think I've got 2 of them in my head.
Yeah, I've got 2 of them. I'm stuck on number 3, though.
Smell the smoke from your engine working inside those 2 ears. Good breaking ball to start this at bat, and a swing and a miss by Ramos. I don't want to give too many clues away on that question. A little low on that one. 1-1 the count on Wilson Ramos. Bernardina, the man on deck. Good fastball. Taking a little something off it now, maybe just to get that over.
Yeah.
Is that the reason?
Looks like it. That one was at 89. I wanted to ask Mark Sweeney, does it look harder than 89, 90?
Yeah, it does. It actually looks like his normal pitch is obviously taking off a little bit to throw those strikes and trying to get ahead.
Hey.
Right back up the middle. Whelan had to skip out of the way of that one. And Ramos has himself a sharp base hit. So I was cringing last night after Sean Burnett almost got his head taken off by that line drive by Headley. And this one, skipping out of the way from Whelan.
That's scary. It's amazing what the body can do to react when you've got a baseball coming at you about 100 miles an hour.
So here's Bernardino, who has walked intentionally in the second inning. That one, a wild pitch all the way back to the screen.
Boy, that looks like a cut fastball. That ball really cut on John Baker. Watch how this pitch goes into the hitter. See that? I mean, he missed big time with location. And once again, throwing 90, 91 miles an hour. If John Baker set up away, that's a tough pitch to react to up and in.
Took a big chunk out of that advertising sign back there as well.
He hit the O.
Does he win a prize?
That
one fouled off. A little cloudier here at the ball yard.
Kind of cooling off down there, Mark Sweeney.
Oh, it feels fine with my jacket and nice tie on.
Nice.
Feels real nice down here. I like cloud cover, by the way.
Got to use that sunscreen now, bro. You know?
Oh, you know it. You got to use it.
Protected from the UVs.
Always.
Look at that dome.
You look at it.
This guy's got his beanie on today.
Could ask him if he's got an extra one.
I've been asking these guys for flip-flops. I've been asking for everything.
Yeah. Love that. It's awesome.
A little bit inside. The count evens now 2-2 on Bernardino.
That kid had the Oscar Gamble look, didn't he?
He did.
With the fro, the sweet fro.
That's fouled out of play. Count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Roger Bernardino. As Whelan trying to battle.
How about the organ playing today?
Love the organ.
Taking me back, huh? Old school. There he is.
Yeah, Bobby Cressy, the organist here.
Is that a Wurlitzer?
Could be a Hammond. Have to ask him between innings to find out. Full count here.
That's a good look. Old school Ray-Bans with the straw hat. Nice.
So he came off the golf course, came to a ball game. Not going to advance the runner here as Perino goes in the hole, throws high and not in time. It's going to be safe. On a high throw by Perino, that'll go down as an error. And again, the Padres committing an error. Their National League leading 22nd error of the season.
We know that Andy Perino has a gun there at shortstop. He shows it off there, but just works underneath a little bit. Man, he's got a good arm, but accuracy off a little bit. Alonso tries to come down and slap the tag on his back. Not in time. And Joe Whelan has to, boy, the pitch count. Next one will be 73.
Zimmerman pops it up. Oh, he did the Padres a big favor. Now as Alonso will let the ball drop, they'll throw to second for one, and now they got the man trapped at third and tag him out. What a play there by Alonso. Smart thinking on his feet as he lets that one drop. And they get the unconventional double play. 3, 6, 5. Bottom of the fourth coming up. Nationals 2, Padres nothing. Alonso saving some difficulty on that popped up bunt.
You know, great awareness. You know, you can't touch it with your glove and let it drop, so he does the right thing and lets it drop. Mark Sweeney, heads up play by Yonder Alonso.
Yeah, you have to think before that actually happens, and the reaction on Yonder Alonso was right like that, understanding where he was going to go with the ball and being calm and being able to slow the game down. Nice job by Yonder Alonso.
You talk about also picking up Andy Perino with that error, because well, you know, when that ball is in the air, the runners have no choice. They've got to hold their ground.
Yeah, Mark, you know what? That's a great point, because when you make an error, the team has to pick you up. That's something that you really need to do. Joe Whelan made a nice pitch. The ball was popped up. Nice play there by picking up your teammate. That's what you have to do to get back and winning ball games.
Yeah, I actually thought he was going to throw that ball to third, because you had that easy little force play there. But hey, it all worked out in the end. It doesn't matter. Nice job by Alonso. And here is Perino to lead off.
And little things like that can spark a team as well.
Perino will take strike one. But Mark Sweeney, that is for a young player to be thinking that quickly. I mean, we've seen other young guys just kind of get tied up with their thoughts there, and there was no indecision whatsoever.
No, and that's what's good about it, Andy. He understood what he was wanting to do, and obviously he's probably been in that situation before.
And a grounder to first, and LaRoche will take it there himself and get Perino. And that is the first out. Our AT&T trivia question, which we asked you a little bit ago, name the 3 second basemen who've hit at least 40 home runs in a single season. Davey Johnson, manager of the Washington Nationals, did it for the Orioles in '73. Or excuse me, it was the Orioles or the Braves. I can't remember which one it was. I'm confused now. Rogers Hornsby, 42 and 22. And the former Cub, Hall of Famer Ryne Sandberg, back in 1990.
Yeah, I should have gotten Hornsby. My goodness, with the numbers he put up. But I knew Davey Johnson and Ryne Sandberg.
Pitch is outside, and the count evens on Chase Headley.
You know what? I think Davey Johnson is one of those players, one of those managers, I should say, that played the game, who had a great career, who goes overlooked, under the radar. Another guy like that, Joe Torre.
Absolutely.
Great career.
I agree with you 100%. I mean, you look at the numbers that Torre put up.
MVP one year. Was it 73?
Yeah, and you could argue Hall of Fame manager and Hall of Fame player. Swing and a miss. And my second inclination was correct about Davey Johnson. It was the Braves. I know he played for the Orioles, but that was for the Braves. He's done a nice job early on in this season here, and guiding a young crew of Nationals. As a slow roller goes up that first base line, but it will roll foul.
Well, since splitting their first 4 games to start the season, the Nats have won 11 of their last 13. Starters 7-1, a 1.21 ERA. We've documented all the numbers. Other than that, they're pretty good.
Yeah, not bad. And considering that not more than 3 years ago, they were trying to bounce back from a 103 loss season.
I think Mike Rizzo, the general manager for the Nationals, has done a great job.
He's worked it full, 3-2. And he'll pop it up. And Keel will come in, but now we'll call off the shortstop, Desmond, and that's out number 2. So Jeremy Hermida will come up. Padres have only managed 1 hit so far today. That was a double by Alonso down the right field line. And it sounds like a broken record with what was going on with Gio Gonzalez last night as well, and this young starting staff. So Hermida getting a start here today. He takes the breaking ball for a strike.
Good breaking ball. Good, tight, quick breaking curveball. Not that big looping 12-6 curveball. That's like a power curveball, you know?
Kind of like the Heath Bell.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Good call, yeah.
So many boards up around baseball had that as a slider. He used to laugh about it. He said, I don't throw a slider.
Yeah.
It's a curveball.
Yeah.
But it had that same kind of action to it. And we saw the Gio Gonzalez 12-6 type of breaking ball yesterday with a curve. So Armida down 1 ball, 2 strikes.
And that's the right idea there. You know, Mark Sweeney made a good point in the pregame show talking about strikes and strikes to where you have to try to throw them out of the zone. And I know that sounds funny, but as a pitcher, you have to learn how to throw pitches out of the zone when you're ahead because hitters will fish for them. Right, Mark Sweeney?
Yeah, Mark. And you'll also see, too, people might be wondering why they aren't firing. The Padre hitters are firing at that breaking ball, the first pitch breaking ball. Well, they're hunkered down on that fastball because he has velocity on it, and they don't want to get embarrassed by missing that fastball. That's the reason why you're getting a lot of takes early. Jordan Zimmerman's countering with just throwing that breaking ball for a strike early, getting ahead.
Missed outside on that one, full count.
You know, you'll get a lot of swings and misses against this Nationals starting rotation. You're just that type of rotation, type of pitchers.
Wow, and Armida takes strike 3 call. Again, the Padres go in order. Here at inning number 4, Armida didn't elect that call, but he is out. We'll go to the 5th. Nationals 2, Padres nothing. Shaken out so far. Jordan Zimmerman has been in control of the Padres bats. He has struck out 4 so far. Got some help from Rick Ankiel with a double that scored the first run. And then Zimmerman helped himself out with that seeing eye single to right field. And that's where we stand right now. 2-0 lead for Washington in the top of the 5th. Top of the order. And Ian Desmond. And takes low for ball 1.
You know, the one thing that I look at, Jordan Zimmerman, after that double in the 2nd inning, it's how pitchers bounce back and how they react. Got 2 quick outs after that double. And after that double, that's the only blemish on his report card this afternoon.
Count evens here on Desmond. It's always a nice thing when you can help yourself out with the stick, too, you know. Driving a big run, especially with runs at such a premium. 2-1 now. Another learning lesson here for Wheeland as you go along as well with trying to get quicker outs, maybe be around to pitch deeper in games. It's now 3-1. Mark Sweeney downstairs as well. You got a chance to get to know Joe a little bit, and we've talked about his composure. I know you have as well, but that's something he still has, even though he's struggling a little bit right now.
Yeah, Andy, between the years, obviously he has made the adjustment and obviously understands he belongs here. It's just going through that adjustments and understanding you're getting to that next level and feeling more and more comfortable with every day in the big leagues.
And he lost in ball 4. So down to first base goes Desmond. And you can follow Fox Sports San Diego's coverage of the Padres with MLB.com at Bat12 for your iPhone, iPad, Android, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and a whole bunch more. You can text @BAT to 31826 or simply head to Padres.com to get yourself all the details. So the lead walk, and the batter will be Espinosa. My count there is 3 walks now for Whelan, 1 intentional, to go along with a couple of strikeouts. Lifted in the air to left. Backing up on that is Venable. A couple of feet onto the warning track. He'll pull that one in. And that's out number 1. Hit well the opposite way by Espinosa.
And played that way. Why? Because that's the way Whelan's going after Espinosa. Look at the pitch. It's down, right? It's down the heart of the plate, but he has no choice but to take it that way. And that's the way that Will Venable was being played. Sure, he had to go back to the track. But that's Joe Whelan keeping the ball down nicely, and a nice easy fly ball for Will Venable. Getting up there on the pitch count, though. The next toss will be number 81.
Chad Tracy batting for the 3rd time today. He's 0 for 2. Provided the game winner last night on the pinch. Takes a pitch a little bit outside, perhaps, and that's ball 1. Nicely there, fouls it out of play. 1-1.
Mark Sweeney, Chad Tracy had a nice pinch hit appearance last night, and I think you know a little bit something about pinch hitting.
Well, you know what? You always have to hit the fastball, and that was the big knock last night for the 2 RBIs. Obviously, that's the reason why he's in here today. When you usually get a big pinch hit, that manager likes penciling you in the next day. That's what we loved when we were pinch hitters.
Gets a hold of that one into right. Romito will be sent back to the track at the wall, and he'll reach up and make that catch. Way to stick with that one from Jeremy Romito as he tracked it all the way to Chad Tracy's face on that auxiliary scoreboard out there in right center field.
Maybe got under it just a little bit. Good swing, catches it out in front. It's down. Great concentration by Jeremy Hermida. Right up against, feels for the wall, warning track, hand, Indy face.
Insult to injury. You fly out,
Yeah,
the guy whacks you on the side of the face out there. The 2 outs. And Animal Roach at the plate. You guys were talking about the pinch hitting.
Hey, that would have been a home run if, in our new
in our new configuration of the ballpark. Good thing the walls are back. I was talking to Mark Kotze in the dugout today before the game, and that at bat he had last night, he was so frustrated by that second pitch. There's a liner into the right field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Streaking around second, on his way to third now, and getting there easily will be Desmond. Runners at the corners with 2 away here against Whelan, with Jason Worth coming up. But Mark Sweeney, I was talking to Kotze about that. Look at the replay here on that base knock there by LaRoche. But you could tell after that second pitch last night that he was a little frustrated. He thought he got the pitch he wanted to hit right there, and he says, he was just doing everything he could to follow off pitches and stay in that at bat.
Yeah, Andy, you saw the reaction. Obviously, he slammed his bat after the second pitch. As a pinch hitter, when you foul off your pitch, it is very frustrating, but you always have to have a short-term memory and go after it, and that's exactly what he did. That was probably the best at bat put on the game. Obviously, the result wasn't what he wanted, but nice at bat by Mark Kotze. Obviously, people on the bench took notice of that at bat.
So Worth will take low. It's funny, walking into the clubhouse today, they had one of the video screens in there, the best of Mark Kotze. There was some stuff when he was a youngster, first time around with the Padres, and
nice.
It was good. It was riveting. Mike Tompkins must have rigged that up for Kotze to see.
Oh, just gonna say that, guys. That's a Mike Tompkins steal for sure. Video guy for the San Diego Padres. He does a lot of funny things in the locker room to keep it loose. Something that I'm sure Mark Kotze definitely approved of.
He's the best.
So a big situation here for the young pitcher. Wiggle out of trouble here without any damage. First and third.
Good fastball.
2-1 now on Worth. Runners on at the corners with 2 outs. Another good pitch.
He may have gotten a call there, but over the course of a season, you're going to get some pitches off the plate a little bit. You know, when a hitter is struggling, those pitches are called against you. Nice frame job. You know, after a second look, maybe that did catch the outside corner.
It was close.
After a second look, good pitch. Well, yeah, did, in fact, get the corner down and away.
Grounded to short. Flip the short way, and that'll do it. Nice job there by Whelan to recover. And go to the bottom of the fifth. 2-0 Nationals. Presents Padres Baseball, brought to you by AT&T, the largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. And by Petco, where the healthy pets go. 2-0 Nationals. That sun playing hide and seek with the clouds here. Some dark clouds overhead.
Where's the rain?
Hey, as long as it's not here, we won't complain.
That's true.
Once you start a baseball game, you want to finish it. So here's Yonder Alonso. Still bat for the second time. He doubled his first at bat. Takes strike one. Alonso getting his first real chance to play every day. He bounces that one foul. 0-2. But you can see the little flashes that are there. I mean, he was blocked by Joey Votto in Cincinnati. Got the new lease on life here. And has hidden some bad luck, but also hasn't really gotten on track yet. Fastball way high. It's 1-2. Toward left and Bernardino right there. And that's out number one. Time now for our Geico quote of the game. Steven Strasburg talking about his former manager at San Diego State, Tony Gwynn. He taught me so much about not only how to succeed in this game, but how to succeed in life. What he showed me is if you can work hard, or work hard enough, that is, you can achieve anything. And good advice from Tony Gwynn, who got some similar advice in his early life.
Absolutely. I remember hearing Tony talk about his dad and how close he was to his dad. And there's Steven watching a big league ball game. And it's actually, that's what's on Tony's statue out at the Park of the Park.
And what a great statue it is, emulating that great swing from Mr. Padre. But I know he and Steven had a tremendous relationship that Strasburg went to him a few times after he was contemplating going to the big leagues. As Maven hits that one down the right field line, but that's going to go out of play. And it's 0-2. But it almost became like a father-son kind of thing. This kid has got some talent.
Yes, he does. And he's got a new elbow.
Yes, he does. Courtesy of the old Tommy John surgery. And Maben will strike out. 2 away. Good strikeout for Zimmerman. As Orlando Hudson will come up here.
You know what? I can just see it with the way this game evolves with negotiations and all the the super agents and stuff like that. One of the negotiating ploys that kids are going to get in their contract is, okay, one of the things my client has to have, he has to have Tommy John surgery his first year. We're going to redshirt him, and he's going to come back stronger than ever. We have to have Tommy John surgery in the contract.
They put the red shirt into the big league contract.
I mean, the way pitchers have just rebounded.
You're right. Some threw hard, some are throwing harder than they did before.
And there are the Darren Dreiferts and the guys who have had 2 or 3 Tommy John surgeries. But my goodness.
Hudson gets into one to deep right field. Werth's going to look up and watch this one go. Orlando Hudson hits one into the stands in right. And he'll get the Padres on the board on his first of the season. 2-1 now.
A 1-1 pitch. Well, he gets extended on that one out in front. A breaky ball, speeding up the bat of Orlando Hudson. And the Padres are on the board.
First home run given up this year by Zimmerman. And Orlando's first, which extends his hitting streak now to 8 games.
Well, the Nationals have allowed the fewest home runs, now at 4. Second fewest, the Pirates with 10.
That would have been a home run even with our new dimensions.
That's right.
So here's John Baker, count even on him. And a little flare to left. Playing it perfectly, though, is Bernardina. And that'll do it for the Padres here in the 5th, but they get on the board. Courtesy of second baseman Orlando Hudson and his first home run of the 2012 baseball season. After 5, Nationals still lead it 2-1. Get away for the day at the all-new Sequan Casino, San Diego's destination for casino gaming and excitement. And by your San Diego County Lexus dealer. 2-1 as the Nationals have the lead. Padres getting on the board in that 5th inning with the home run by Orlando Hudson. So Whelan gets a run behind him, but still down as Ankiel will lead off for the Nationals here in the 6th. And he'll roll one to second base. And Hudson will throw him out. Let's go down to the field and Leila Rahimi.
I'm with Officer Edwin Garrett. He's with the San Diego Police Department and also with the Star Pal camps here in town. And you were visited by some pretty good Padres yesterday, right? Yonder Alonso and Ernie Frieri came out to help the kids and work with them, right?
Yeah, those guys came out. They're great at the camp. The kids are really excited. It's just great, from a Star Pal and a police department standpoint to be able to have the relationship that we have with the San Diego Padres and be able to support those inner city baseball camps, because the majority of these kids, I got just under 50, half of them have never even been to this ballpark, and they live about 10 minutes away.
You and the kids get to watch the game today, but tell me about Star Pal and what it does for kids in San Diego.
Essentially, Star Pal is a nonprofit organization that's ran by the city and county of San Diego. It's our motto is youth and law enforcement bring youth and law enforcement brings kids together today to build safer communities tomorrow. So it's always good to have a non-threatening environment, to be able to share that with kids. They see that we're police officers and sheriff deputies and probation officers. We're human beings just like everybody else. And to be able to go into a camp with professional athletes, Padres, and kind of bridge that gap, it means a lot.
What was it like just having the Padres support? What does that mean to you? What do you think it means to these kids?
I think it's huge. Yonder and Ernesto yesterday, great guys, very personable. Had a lot of fun with the kids. Playing catch, joking around, answering a lot of questions. And you can tell they have a lot of compassion for the community. So I think those guys coming out, just great. Just a win-win for everybody involved.
Sounds like it. Edwin, we appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. We'll
let you and these kids get back to the game. Guys, back to you.
All right, Layla, great stuff.
That is good stuff. And Star Pal Luncheon is coming up, and I believe, I think it's in May, and it's a celebrity luncheon where celebrities go and they wait on the tables.
Nice.
And the people make donations to, you go get their plate of food, you get their silverware, you sell autographs, you sell hugs. But it is all to raise money for Star Pal. It's a great luncheon.
Bernardina fouls that one back. 1-2 the count. A couple of quick outs here by Joe Whelan, exactly what he needed.
Get back in that dugout and go to Hacken as he's approaching 100 pitches.
The brain trust of the Padres. Checking out the youngster. Way out in front on a great curveball right there. And 1-2-3 go the Washington Nationals. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning as Joe Whelan gets some quick outs. 2-1 Nationals. Friday on Fox Sports San Diego, you can catch a new episode of Padres POV. Throughout the season, get an inside look at the team from the player's point of view. Friday at 6 on Fox Sports San Diego, presented by Sequan Casino. So Joe Whelan's day will be done as Jesus Guzman will come up and pinch hit for him. On a slightly overcast day here in San Diego, Guzman missed, or really wasn't available yesterday because he had a couple of teeth extracted and wasn't feeling up to it. Dental work there, but Guzman will come up in the pinch here and take ball one. Padres pinch hitters have been very, very good this year. 5th in the majors with a .346 average. As you see the line on Wheeler. A little floater into shallow right center. That's going to get in. Base hit for Guzman, adding on to that .346 team pinch hitting average. And the lead man aboard.
Toothache my eye. He's on with a knock. Any old way to fight yourself on base. A breaking ball out in front of it off the end of the bat. Long run for Ankiel, Worth, and Espinosa. Right in the middle of the triangle there. And Joe Whelan, hey, he's still pitcher record. Padres can score here. You can walk away with a W.
Absolutely. Get him off the hook. Venable fouls that first pitch back. Whelan 6 innings, 5 hits. A couple of earned runs there with the 3 walks and 4 strikeouts as Venable bats for the 3rd time. Thought he kind of righted his ship a little bit there, Whelan, toward the end, and again showed some competitiveness and really battled. Now it's just all about putting that together from the very beginning of the game.
You know, deep counts, the pitch total was up there.
Venable hits one deep. Center field. Ankiel back. Wall. He makes the catch right at the padded barrier. And Guzman will race on back to first.
You got to realize Ankiel's got a hose out there. He's got a cannon. You got to realize who the center fielder is there. Guzman was all the way to second base. This ball up in the zone. Will couldn't get extended, but he hit it well enough. Guzman, secondary lead. He's going to second base. Okay, you eye it, right? Ankiel catches it. And now look, he's not really hustling back. Then he turns it on. And it's a one-hopper to first base. I'll tell you what, Rick Ankiel, man, he's got a howitzer out there in center field.
He stayed with that ball nicely as it was drifting back to center. Just missing was Will Venable. One swing could have put the Padres up in this game and made Whelan the pitcher of record on the positive side. But here's Perino. Takes off the plate outside. It was Ankiel in a game last year that threw out 2 guys at third base.
In Colorado.
In Colorado, that's right.
Deep by the warning track. On the fly. Very impressive.
Absolutely. Well, he had all sorts of well-chronicled problems as a pitcher.
You know, it's unbelievable. Rick Ankiel had difficulty throwing strikes and hitting his spots at 60 feet, 6 inches away. But 250 feet to 300 feet,
no problem.
He's a strike thrower.
We had to feel for him early in that career, especially in the playoffs when Tony La Russa puts him in, and he just could not throw a strike to save his life. And right now, Zimmerman unable to throw strikes in this at bat. He's behind 3-0.
Well, start your Cinco de Mayo weekend with your Padres Friday, May 4th. Get to the park early and enjoy $5 beers, $5 margaritas or cocktails, and $5 carnitas tacos. Plus live music at a Cinco de Mayo party presented by Verizon Wireless. The party starts at Cinco, that's 5. And first pitch versus the Marlins is 7:05. Be sure to buy your tickets early. Save at Padres.com. Or get on the telefono. 619-795. Cinco. 619-795-5555. Cuidado. It's a fiesta.
Muy bien.
Todo personas. Bienvenidos.
Fly ball to center. And Keel, a much easier play this time. He'll make that catch. And that is 2 away. So as we take a look around the major leagues here today, David Freese picking up right where he left off. 2 for 4 with a double and a home run today. Cardinals beat the Cubs 5-1. Cole Hamels doing his thing in 8 innings. Phillies win over the Diamondbacks. And the young Cuban center fielder, Yoenis Cespedes, is 3 for 5 with another home run. As the A's win in 14 against the White Sox 5-4. This is Chase Headley and takes one for a ball.
You know, it's amazing what a kid can do on the big stage, like David Freese talking about last year, and then have that carry over.
Oh, man.
And just catapult him into a great big league career.
All he needs to do is stay healthy. The breaking ball for a strike.
There's a future big league Friar.
He's got a little of the old school look and a little of the new school right there.
And he's got his glove, too. Did you see that? He brought his guante to the yard.
Right side gets through. Stopping at second, though, is Guzman. As Headley rolled that one through the right side. So 2 on now with 2 away.
Hey, make it hurt. That was a very makeable play for Danny Espinosa. Topped it, pulled it on the right side. Zimmerman gets his ground ball. Very makeable play, I think. So the Padres got to make that hurt.
So a visit to the mound here. As the Padres have put 2 on with 2 away. Steve McCatty, the pitching coach for the Washington Nationals, will visit.
And you can't help when you hear the name Steve McCatty, Oakland A's, Billy Martin, the manager, just wearing those guys out. Mike Norris, Rick Langford, Brian Kingman, all their arms fell off the next year. They had like 90, I want to say 95-ish, give or take, complete games that year in Oakland.
Manager didn't have too much faith in the bullpen.
No.
Yeah, and those guys were. Was Kingman the 20-game loser the next year?
He was a 20-game loser. I played with Brian Kingman in the PCL in Phoenix.
Yeah. That's never a good thing to have on your resume, 20 games lost. But, you know, again, it's such a. Sometimes it's a little skewed because you don't get run support or whatever, but still, not something you want to have next to your name. You'd much rather have 20-game winner.
That was a 20-game winner.
How many seasons?
Took me 7 years, but I won 20 games.
Yeah, good work. I could work that out before the game. Smooth. So here's Hermida, and now the count evens at a ball and a strike. Good opportunity here for the Padres to get Whelan off the hook.
We got action in the Nats bullpen. Tom Gorzolani heating up.
Hermida hits that down the left field line. Bernardino with a look, but that's going to be out of play as the scramble ensues.
Look out, don't get hurt.
A little dejected there. He didn't get his hands on that ball. Oh, lost his drink, too.
That's a hang with him.
I think he'll have some more opportunities sitting over there. Swing and a miss, and Hermida down on strikes. Padres strand a couple of runners. We played 6, 2-1 Nationals.
Mike Pomeranz with you. Coming up in the post-game show, got to talk about the big blast by the O-Dog. Drives one into the seat, solo shot. Finds this park to his liking. Drives one out of the yard, makes it 2-1. Nationals on top, which is where we sit here in the top of the 7th. When we see on the post-game show, we're going to break down just how O-Dog was able to do that. Also talk about today's starter, Joe Whelan, putting together a nice one, but again, having to wriggle off the hook a little bit. Ran into a little engine trouble. We will not visit the beach, but you will hear from Buddy Black, and he will have his perspective on this, the second of 3 games with the Nationals. Andy and Mark, we'll see you in the post-game show.
Well, you notice the sandbox out there. I think I saw a Titleist. That was a ball off the driver of Mike Pomeranz. He's used to living out there. Anyway, Andy?
He never slices, though. So Luke Gregerson will come in, and he'll work in this 7th inning. Get a pinch hitter also coming up here for Zimmerman. Steve Lombardozzi will come up as a pinch batter against Gregerson on for the 9th time.
Time for Luke to hold these Nationals. He pitched 2/3 of an inning last night, 1 strikeout. No hits, no runs, no walks. So a nice inning for Luke.
See there, Lombardozzi at 400 for the season, but very small sample size with 3 runs batted in. 8 for 20 to be exact. And now Gregerson is ready.
Seems like Luke has made the big pitch when he really needs to, because righty's hitting 294, lefty's 273, but no ERA for Luke Gregerson. So some hits here and there, right?
Yeah, scattering.
Not giving up the big one. And needing to make a pitch, he comes through.
The one thing they've noticed about Gregerson this year and even last year was the walk totals. His first year with the Padres, he didn't walk anybody.
Oh, he was unbelievable.
Got in on him nicely there with a swing and a miss, 2-1.
And, you know, we got so spoiled by Luke Gregerson that first year. I mean, the numbers were just mind-boggling.
And it was a kid that had never pitched above Double-A when he was a throw-in in the trade for Khalil Green.
And he closed out a lot of games in the minor leagues when he was with the Cardinals.
Become a mainstay out of Buddy Black's bullpen. And Lombardozzi turns on one and out a little bit too far in front of that one. Fouls it out of play, 2-2.
And I had a chat last year with Luke, and I said, hey, you know, there are certain questions you ask to find out if a guy's right. I said, first of all, hey, are you hurt? No, not hurt. You know, is it between the ears? No, it's not between the ears. It's in his grip. He was trying to mess around with his grip a little bit. And sometimes for a pitcher, that certain pitch that you are known for just doesn't come out of your hand right. That's a good slider.
Broken bat. Gregerson will field, and Lombardozzi is out number 1. Back to the top of the Nationals order.
This is the Luke Gregerson slider that we know and love to Lombardozzi. Didn't get it off the thick part of the bat, down and in. He actually cued that ball, looks like. Good fielding position for Luke. Set his feet. Good solid base and fires the strike. I think he threw a slider over the first base.
We'll have to ask Alonso after the game. If it was a slider, did a good job to catch it. So the first out, Desmond at the plate. Didn't get a good swing on that, but it might be in a good spot, and it is. Falling in between Maben and Hudson for a single. First hit of the day for Ian Desmond. So 1 out base runner for Washington with Espinosa coming to the plate.
Well, Jordan Zimmerman for the day, 82 pitches. And listen to this. Remember we talked about how he throws few pitches for, you know, per batter? 11 of the 22 batters he faced 3 pitches or less. That's getting it done quickly.
When a guy's throwing strikes, it's not like you can really afford to be very patient at the plate. You got to go after that first good one you see, right?
Absolutely.
So each starter goes 6. Right now, Zimmerman, the pitcher of record on the positive side, and Whelan on the negative, with some ball left to be played.
Love the overhand look. Or overhead look, I should say. Love the overhand curveball. Love the overhead look.
Bounce back up the middle. Right through the wickets there of Gregerson. So 2 on now with 1 away. And the meat of the order with Chad Tracy coming up.
That went right through the legs of Luke Gregerson. We've seen some hard smash balls up the middle here. Look at this, right through the wickets.
Yeah, they'll have to call that 5-hole.
Mm-hmm.
So 2 on now for Tracy as Josh Spence begins to loosen up in the Padres bullpen, the left-hander from Australia. There you see Josh.
You've got LaRoche on deck, Worth the righty, and then Ankiel the lefty. And Buddy's going to stall for some time here, huh? Or go right to Josh Spence.
He made the little move.
Yep.
And said, give me the lefty. So Gregerson will depart here with 2 on and only 1 away here in this 7th inning. Josh Spence coming on. 2-1 Nationals here in the 7th. Ballpark. Fox Saturday Baseball returning this week when Ryan Braun and the Brewers will head to St. Louis to take on Matt Holliday and the St. Louis Cardinals in a showdown between those NL Central rivals. Fox Saturday Baseball returning this week at 9:30 a.m. Pacific time following MLB player poll, which will air at a special time. So the Aussie left-hander Josh Spence will come on with 2 on and only 1 away. Padres down a run, 2-1 here in the 7th inning.
Josh Spence righties are hitting 500, 4 for 8 off of Josh. Lefties 182, 2 for 11. Nice ERA from Josh, the left-handed specialist. Now you've got the lefty Tracy, and then LaRoche. Looks like they're going to pinch hit.
And Mark DeRosa standing in the on-deck circle now walking to the plate. So they'll go to the right-hander, Davey Johnson. Weather's been holding out. A little cloudier than normal, but hey, no rain. We're good with that. You can see those shadows starting to come across the field. As DeRosa will come up, a starter in yesterday's game. He was 0 for 3 with a walk. He was the guy on first base when that balk was called against Clayton Richard yesterday, which led to some chaos and Buddy Black being ejected. DeRosa will take the first one inside, ball 1. Espinosa, that's the runner at first base. Desmond, he is at second base. That didn't miss by a whole bunch outside, but did. 2-0. Andy Mazer with you here, filling in for Dick Enberg. Dick taking this series off, along with Mark Grant. Glad to be with you here at Petco Park. Second game of this 3-game series between the Padres and the Nationals. It's now gone to 3-0. exercise in watching the ball game here today. Strike there. 3-1.
Well, let's see. Josh Spence can throw a certain type of pitch here to where DeRosa rolls one over. Tough to stay back on the soft tossing left-hander. We roll a double play here.
There they go. And the pitch is outside of ball 4. They have both runners in motion. Inconsequential, though, on the base on balls. So now they're loaded for the left-hander Adam LaRoche.
It's just so frustrating because Josh Spence is a pitcher whose track record was throwing strikes.
Now has to bear down against a tough left-handed hitter. And Adam LaRoche, who has a couple of base hits and a walk today. So there with the bases loaded, he does own 3 grand slams in his career. And again, missing with the first pitch is Spence.
And with each ball thrown for LaRoche, that strike zone starts to shrink to where he can just look for one certain pitch in a certain area.
Looks that one foul out of play.
84-mile-an-hour heater.
Tough to time, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, you have to be letter perfect when you're throwing the ball at 84 miles an hour. You got to really hit your spots.
Oh, how nice.
Flare into right, falling in, base hit. 1 run in. And the other man that was rounding third, that was Espinosa, that is. He's held up at third base, and now the Nationals have added on to their lead and lead 3-1.
3-hit day for Adam LaRoche. Looked like a breaking ball out in front off the end of the bat. If that ball's hit on the sweet spot, there's a good chance that that ball might be caught. Hermida comes up throwing. Everybody moves up 90 feet. And the Nationals add on.
And we're going to get a double switch here. Buddy Black out to visit once again. Micah Owings was the man that was warming up in the Padres bullpen. He looks to be coming into this game as Josh Spence will depart. And he'll depart with the bases still loaded. And a 3-1 lead for the Nationals. Back with more in just a moment. Where the healthy pets go. And by your That's Padres Baseball, brought to you by Petco, where the healthy pets go, and by your San Diego County Lexus dealer. So Mike Owings will come out of the Padres bullpen. 4th pitcher used today by Buddy Black after the starter Joe Wheeling went the first 6. So Owings into the game as part of a double switch. Owings on now for the 6th time. And a pretty versatile guy out of that bullpen.
Yeah, it's been a long time also. It's been 7 days since Micah Owings has pitched. As a double switch, Chris Denoriv here will go into late left field. He'll bat ninth. Will Venable moves over to right field. So Micah Owings has got some cleaning up to do. Needs a ground ball big time with one out and the base is full of Nationals.
And with one away, it'll be Jason Worth at the plate, 0 for 3. Pitch that just missed high, and it's 1 ball, no strikes.
A lot of falling behind this afternoon. Not a good way to pitch. Jason Worth has only grounded into 1 twin killing this year.
And watch that one low, 2-0. I'm sure the manager gets very, very frustrated when you put a guy into the game and he starts a batter off with 2 straight bad ones. Look at all the Nationals on the base paths, and Jason Worth at the plate. 3-0. He's trying to shake off some of that rust, but still, when you get into a game, manager expects you to throw strikes.
He might be swinging.
Yeah, he was. 3-1 now on Jason Worth.
It looked like a cut fastball as well. You know, that not as big as a slider, but just had a little cut on the outer half of the plate. See it out of the hand. You can see the rotation a little bit. You betcha.
Oh, thank goodness for the screen.
Yes.
Doesn't change the perspective of that ball coming back at you. And ball 4, he's walked in a run. Espinosa will score. And it's now 4-1 Nationals. And they're still loaded. RBI number 8 on the year for Worth.
Not giving the defense a chance. Trying to throw that perfect slider, and I can understand some pitchers when they go out there trying to make too good of a pitch, and then you find yourself behind.
And Keel comes up hacking after the walk and swings and misses. So those 2 runs were charged to Luke Gregerson. Closed the book on him after a third of an inning with a couple of hits and 2 runs.
Working down, think grounder. No, he's not afraid to swing it, is he?
No. Now he's down, no balls, 2 strikes. A couple of very good hitting pitchers in their days, facing off with one another right now. Swing and a foul.
Well, what's that tell you? Swinging at those pitches, you do not have to throw Ricky and Keel a strike. Maybe an elevated fastball here. Or do not throw him an off-speed pitch down and in for a strike. That's for sure.
Don't help him out. Got him.
Cut fastball up and in, tying him up nicely.
So 2 away.
Out of the hand, you see the rotation, and that ball, when Ankiel swung, that ball almost down by the handle. You see that cutter moving in on him. Good pitch by Micah Owings.
So the catcher, Wilson Ramos, will bat now. And again, the base is loaded. 1 for 3 is Ramos today. And he'll take a first pitch strike. Owings gets ahead. And it might be hard for the fans that aren't so into the game as far as counts and that kind of thing, but what the difference between an 0-1 count and a 1-0 count?
Oh,
it's
absolutely.
Huge.
Absolutely. The pitcher can do so much, and it's in their favor, the hitter's favor.
Now it's 0-2.
When it's 1-0.
Which is why I know it frustrates a lot of fans when you look at a guy that complains about a pitch. Case in point last night with Chase Headley. The difference between 2-2 and 3-1 is night and day.
Absolutely.
Guy's going to carry a little bit of a souvenir with his souvenir. 1-2 now the count on Wilson Ramos. Starter Wheeling gave up 2. And 2 have scored in the 7th inning. The lone Padre run on a home run by Orlando Hudson. That came in the 5th. Base hit right field. Coming in to score now is DeRosa. Right behind him is Worth, and he will score. Take that back. Roach is the man that just scored. Worth to third. 2 more runs in, and it's now 6-1 Nationals.
Ramos not doing that much on the swing, huh? Just taking that ball that's elevated and inside outing that pitch to the right side. Nice, easy swing from Ramos, driving in 2, and on the cracked good bat, these National runners are on the go. This one's getting out of hand.
So those 2 runs charged to Josh Spence. Now on at first and third with 2 away. And Roger Bernardina at the plate, the 9th man to come to the plate. Good stab there by Baker. Padres now chasing 5. Two and 0. So Hudson will come in just to kind of break this bad rhythm right now. A few words for Micah Owings. Still love the talking into the glove.
Yeah, they're afraid they're going to read lips, maybe.
Don't want to give away state secrets.
Well, little Tyke still enjoying the game. Got a hat from the other day.
Didn't get much of it. Lofts it into right. Venable will close on that one and make the grab. As the Nationals send 9 to the plate and score 4. Bottom of the 7th. Nationals 6, Padres 1. Seventh inning stretch time here at Petco as the Padres will come to the plate. And a reminder for you on Sunday, May 6th, Padres will take on the Miami Marlins at 1:05. Get to the ballpark early to enjoy a special pregame ceremony as part of Military Spouse Appreciation Day, presented by Tri-West. Don't wait. Get those tickets right now. Padres.com or 619-795-5555. Kids enjoying their time in the sand outside the right field's fence here, actually known as the beach out there. Tom Gorzolani will be the new pitcher.
He's got a lot of breathing room, that's for sure. Things not going the Padres last half inning. Fastball, slider, and a change for Gorzelani.
And over at third base, Steve Lombardozzi came in as a pinch hitter. He'll stay in the game. So Gorzelani will go into the number 3 spot in the Nationals batting order, as Yonder Alonso will come up. Padres with some work to do. And first pitch ball, 1-0. Alonso with a double, one of the 4 Padre hits today. Off the end of the bat and a short right. That'll be Jason Worth, and that'll be out number 1. Here's Cameron Maben. It's just amazing what good pitching can do to the emotions of a baseball team, especially when you give up a couple of runs that you weren't expecting to give up, obviously, in that 7th inning. But, 6-1 against a great pitching staff may seem to some teams like 13-1.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to be playing catch up here late in the ball game, especially with the way the Nationals have been pitching.
Missed outside with the first one.
And frustrating for everybody. I mean, not a lot of good happens when you're always pitching 2-0, 3-1.
Maben rolls that one to short. And that is out number 2.
Meet the Fox Sports San Diego girls, Brittany and Krista. Update your status and follow them online as they keep you posted on what's happening in San Diego sports. It's easy. Like them on Facebook, follow them on Twitter. Your all-access pass is just a click away.
So 2 outs for Hudson. But furthering that point, the one thing we have figured out about Buddy Black managed ball clubs is that they will fight to the very, very end of the game, and no matter what the score is, they don't waste at bats. They don't give them up. And that's a true testament to the way he leads.
Oh yeah, and if they don't, he'll let them know about it.
Absolutely.
We see Buddy always in the dugout, and he's cheerleading and patting guys on the back and telling them good job. He's not.
Slow roller, that'll be a fair ball. And Ramos will jump on that one and throw out Orlando Hudson. A 7-pitch inning for Gorzelani. After 7, 6-1 Washington. All Washington Nationals from the beginning. Hank Keel gets the Nationals on the board first, and Jordan Zimmerman, the starter, helped his own cause. And then Orlando Hudson pulled the Padres to within a run with that home run in the 5th inning, but in the 7th, it was Adam LaRoche dealing a big blow, and then the Nationals go on to tack on 3 more. They score 4 in the 7th inning as we head now to the top of the 8th. It's Washington 6 and the San Diego Padres 1. Micah Owings staying on the mound here, and Lombardozzi will bat. Came on as a pinch hitter, and then defensively at third will bat for the 2nd time.
Well, the Padres have not been able to string together a couple of hits.
That will be fouled out of play.
A double in the second, left stranded. The home run in the fifth, the only hit, and 2 singles in the sixth. No back-to-back hits for the Friars.
One pitch. Now 2-1. It's gotten much more cloudy at the ball yard here as we have moved along.
They got the candles lit here at Petco.
Now 3-1. Three and one now the count. Full count. All anybody wanted to do in spring training was talk about Mike Owings batting. All they wanted to talk about his pitching. Lifted into shallow left. And that'll be Denorfia. And that's out number 1. But he kind of took offense to it a little bit. You know, he was, I'm not here to be making this team as a pinch hitter. I'm here to make this team as a starter or a bullpen guy. But when you have a batting career like this guy has as a pitcher, we had a 2 home run game in Atlanta early in his career. Then for the Arizona Diamondbacks, people notice that kind of stuff.
Yeah, the bottom line is getting hitters out, but it's a great advantage for any manager to have an extra bat like that on the bench. You betcha.
And you talk about a guy that has to maybe go a lot of innings. Buddy Black has the flexibility to keep him in rather than have to burn another position player to bat for him.
And you're right. You know, that would be kind of uncomfortable if you were a good hitter, and you want people to know you as a pitcher that gets hitters out, not that you're a hitter that can once in a while get a pinch hit and hit a home run.
True. Now 3-0.
You got squeeze on that one.
Got a generous strike on the inside corner. 3-1. Leadoff hitter is Ian Desmond. He's batting here with the bases empty and 1 out. Ball 4. So Desmond will trot on down to first base, which brings up a good little lesson for folks as caught up with John Baker to talk about catching with runners on base.
Now, when somebody gets on, you have to throw. You have to immediately put yourself in a more athletic position to start. So all I've been trying to do is trying to keep my glove at the same level and raise my hips up, so I feel that tension in here. Because this is kind of, you know, if you're going to put a bar on somebody's back and you're going to have them squat, you want to be in a strong position because you're going to have to generate energy going that way from a standstill, which is different than any other position in the field.
It's all about the technique. Huh? You can have the strongest arm as a catcher. If you don't have the right technique, the footwork, you're not going to get it done. Any fielding position starts from the ground up.
Baker going with the old Goldie mask.
I like the old school, like the umpire.
I do too. You don't see a lot of those catchers on foul balls even take the mask off.
Right.
Because it's got that wide viewing area, if you will. But it does protect the back of your head a little bit better, I think, on those swings that guys will take and maybe follow through. But the umps have those real strong iron masks.
You know, I'm surprised the umpires don't wear a helmet, like with no ear flaps, if they're going to go to that style right there, because you can wear a hat with the bill underneath in front, right? You can fit. In fact, remember Kyle Phillips catching?
Yeah.
He wore the helmet straight with the mask over it, the bill in front. I'm surprised more umpires don't do that to protect their head.
There's a couple that are using the goalie mask, just like that one from John Baker. I remember C.B. Buckner. I think Mike DeMuro also used that goalie type mask behind the plate. Foul out of play. Still 0-2.
How about back in the day when they just wore the mask and the hat just turned around?
Yeah, turned backwards.
No helmet.
Nope.
Guys would get the backswing of that bat right on top of the dome. see pictures of like Roy Campanella with the the bill flipped up in the
flipped
back.
That's right. Now the 0-2 again, and that's fouled away.
In fact, wasn't Johnny Bench one of the first catchers to wear the helmet turned around with the mask over it?
I think he might have been.
Because Thurman Munson wore a hat as well.
Yes, he did.
He never wore a helmet. As we take a look. Foul ball. Yeah, that's why you bring the leather to the ball yard.
It was like it was intended for him, you know? Right to him. Right, thank you. I'll take my bow.
Nicely done.
Grounded into the hole between first and second. Desmond's going to chug for third and get there. Again, the Nationals in business here with only one out and runners on at the corners, first and third. That is the 10th hit for the Nationals today.
This is one of those games where Micah Owings will probably finish it out, right?
Eat some innings up, yeah. Protect that bullpen, keep it rested.
Like I said, the last time that he was out there was on the 18th. That was back at Colorado last Wednesday.
So Davey Johnson now wanting to go to the bench. He'll use Gorzalani here. Headley will creep in at third. And Gorzalani lifts one and dumps one into right field for a base hit, and a run is going to score. Desmond will cross home plate with a 7th Nationals run. Gorzalani, the second Nationals pitcher today to drive in a run.
Hey, nobody likes walking hitters. Nobody likes giving up hits and letting in runs. You know, the forecast today was for rain. Well, man, when it rains, it pours.
So those Nationals will celebrate their 7-1 lead. Runners still on now at first and second with one out.
You know, this is where, as a pitcher, you know, your psyche, you know, out there on the mound, you're falling behind, giving up some hits, giving up some runs. You got to be mentally tough. This is where it's mentally draining, not only physically but mentally as well. You're trying everything you can to make a good pitch and get a grounder.
Count evens at 1-1. Roach having himself a fairly decent day, 3 for 3. Run batted in. He's always hit well here in this ballpark. And lifts that one into left harmlessly. And Denorfia will put that one away for round number 2. Back with you tomorrow, 6 o'clock for our coverage here on Fox Sports San Diego. Edwin Jackson will go for those Nationals against Edinson Volquez, still looking for his first Padres win. That'll be your matchup tomorrow, a 7:05 first pitch. Of course, pregame will start at 6. And there's Volquez.
Remember that no-hitter that Jackson threw?
Yeah, it was an ugly one, wasn't it?
Like at Tampa Bay with the D-backs, right?
Correct.
It wasn't like 160-plus pitches.
He was way up there.
Wow.
Grounder to third. Nice pick there by Headley. Goes with the force, and that's the inning, but a run does score. Into the bottom of the 8th. Nationals 7, Padres 1. just around the Fox Sports San Diego set. They look like they're in need of a new T-shirt. Well, if you need a new T-shirt as well, watch the Padres take on the Miami Marlins. That'll be Saturday, May 5th. 5:35 first pitch. First 25,000 fans are going to take home this great Swinging Friar T-shirt presented by Cox. Tickets are available as always, Padres.com and 619-795-5555. And we have the model, Mark Grant, with the great shirt.
Seriously, everybody needs a T-shirt. But you know what I like about this one?
What's that?
It's plain and simple.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, show your pride, San Diego Padres. You got Mark Sweeney here, swinging the bat, pinch hitting. It's awesome.
So join us, won't you please, on May 5th, and you'll take one of those home. Got to keep an eye on those because there are a few more in here than are in here right now. Let's put it to that way.
Good quality item, 100% cotton. Great giveaway.
Absolutely right. So John Baker at the plate. Pops one foul just around our booth here.
You know, I used to work in retail.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Folding shirts and matching ties and suits and all that stuff back in the day.
He's good at it, by the way.
Had to get a job after getting drafted. Back home, living with mom and dad.
2-1 on Baker. I mean, full disclosure, you know, being on radio, you don't really have to worry about what you wear to the ballpark.
I can tell that every time you're at the park.
Exactly right. So I turned a lot of heads when I walked in yesterday, and I actually had the old suit going. At the end of the bat by Baker. Dina stumbling just a bit, but getting there for out number one. And so I come into the booth. I had the suit jacket on, I had the shirt on, but I didn't have the tie on yet. And I had a bag full of ties that I wanted Mud to look at to make sure that I had the correct tie. And
you look great.
Yeah, but today I dressed myself. What do you think?
Where's the pocket square, though?
Yeah, no pocket square. Sorry.
You can do this.
Stick that in there. Okay.
Right here.
What do you think? What's that? What do you
Let
think?
me do it, will you?
Huh?
Look at that. Look at how professional is that?
I think that's good.
It's awesome.
Not bad at all. But so, yeah, I'm getting a little more confident in being able to dress myself. See, that's the thing. And, yeah, exactly. Tomorrow, I may have to bring an extra sport coat just to make sure that I got the right one.
That's good, Andy.
Well, thank you. I didn't know whether to take it as a compliment or not when people were walking down the hall. Say, hey, you clean up well. Like, well, what's wrong with me when I'm not dressed like this? What's going on? Yeah, if you can't make fun of yourself, who can you make fun of, right?
That's right.
Chris Denorfia down 0-2 in this count. I'll foul that one out of play.
Looks like the Seagulls are starting to gather and circle here at Petco Park.
Looking for a meal.
Looking for scraps.
Outside. The one place you know it's coming toward the end of the game is at AT Park in San Francisco, and those birds just line up on the left field roof, and they swarm as soon as the game is over. Left side there, tough play, but made by Lombardozzi. 2 away. Back to the top of the order for Will Venable. Venable working on an 0 for 3 here today. Again, not many hits. The one that left the ballpark off the bat of Orlando Hudson. Davey Johnson has assembled himself a pretty nice little pitching staff. Missing with the first one, lefty on lefty here. 1 ball, no strikes. Venable gets into one to deep center. It'll turn and keel around. Still circling. Misjudged it. That's going to one hop over the wall into the bullpen. That'll be a ground rule double for Will Venable. He's starting to hit that ball against lefties the opposite way with a lot of power.
See with the location. Lefty on lefty. Stays on this one nicely. Drives it the opposite field. And Keel, I thought he had a bead on this one. Oh, did he whiff on that?
I think it went right between his glove and his body. He makes some spectacular plays out there. So we kind of have to wait on that call. But Venable with his 4th double of the year.
Yeah, they got to give him a double on that, don't they?
Mm-hmm. So here's Andy Perino. He'll switch around and hit from the right side. Switch hitter. And cut on and miss.
That's what I always like to say. It's not that he should have made that play. He could have made that play.
Generally, when you go into the clubhouse after the game and you say, hey, what do you think? Oh, should have made that play. It's difficult, spinning around with your back to the infield. Perino into center. Much more routine this time for Ankiel, who will make the catch. And the inning is over after 8. Nationals 7 and the Padres 1. Seven-1 in favor of the Nationals as we head to the top of the 9th inning here on a cloudy afternoon at Petco Park in downtown San Diego. We see Houston Street getting a little work in.
Yeah, it's been some time since Houston has been on that hill as well. Back Tuesday, right, in Colorado? At Colorado?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. He threw an inning, gave up 1 hit, a run, a walk, struck out a couple Rockies, and he gets Ankiel, Ramos, and Bernardina.
Important for that guy that you count on to be your closer to at least keep that arm loose and get a little work in here. Unfortunately, there haven't been many save opportunities right now, but that could change very quickly, and I'm sure it will. Ankiel fouls the first pitch out of play.
Yeah, that's not a good sign when you're closer. It's been over a week since he has thrown.
The end of the bat, but he hits it a long way into that gap in right center. Maben closing and catching on the warning track.
That ball went farther than I thought, than I anticipated off the bat. Like you said, it sounded like it was off the end.
Ball definitely carried. Gotta love Maben's speed out there, though.
Sprinting to the baseball, last second, raising that glove. Kind of downshifting a little bit, too. Coasting underneath that one. Good closing speed, as they say.
Absolutely right.
You chuckled when I said that.
That's good, because I was thinking the same thing. Took the words right out of my mouth.
Great minds think alike.
Exactly right. So here's Ramos taking ball 1. Ramos had one of those big blows in the 7th inning, a 2-run single. The Nationals started to blow things open a bit with that 4-run 7th inning. Street ready on his 2-0. Now it's gone to 3-0.
And I want to correct myself. Houston Street, in fact, pitched on Saturday against the Phillies the 9th inning. He issued a walk, a hit, 1 run. So I sit corrected.
And a strike call, 3-1. With the 7 runs here for the Nationals today, ties their season high, and it's been a while since they achieved that. That was on April 7th in a game at Wrigley against the Cubs. Foul right side, that will get out of play. Baker gave it a chase, but it'll be a souvenir. Happy guy right there. Raise that ball up, son. Kid sitting next to him looks like he's got the Bill Murray hat on from Caddyshack.
Oh, that's, yeah, Carl Spackler.
Yeah.
Going out to change the holes on the 18th green.
Foul to the screen, full count.
I was unavoidably detained.
One of the classics.
It was a great hat, wasn't it?
Oh, it was great. Looks good on you, no offense. Reaching out just to stay alive with that swing from Ramos. Still full, 3-2.
That's a full-on scrum right there.
Wonder where Johnny Damon's been. We found him.
Yeah. The things that baseball can do, huh?
Absolutely. Charging that one is Perino at short. And he'll throw out Ramos. Now 2 away. As we look ahead to the upcoming schedule. Finish up the series tomorrow here against the Nationals and off to San Francisco for a really long yet brief 3-game road trip. And right on back here against the Milwaukee Brewers, the Marlins, and the Rockies. And finish out the month. Actually, we'll finish out this couple of weeks we're looking at there against the Philadelphia Phillies again. Bernardino will swing and foul the first pitch back. It's 3-game road trips. Compact light.
Yeah, you got to love those. And then you look ahead in the schedule. Those 3 city road trips. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 of them. The one at the end of May, St. Louis for 3, New York for 4, Chicago for 3.
Outside now 2-1.
Howdy, Tex.
That's something Houston Street might wear, you know. Texas guy. Roller up the first base line and foul. Count evens now. 2-2 on Roger Bernardino. This kid's got some speed, too.
Yes, he does.
He was on the highlights a lot last year when he was making some unbelievable catches there at Nationals Park in center field. Got him looking. Strike 3 called. Good inning there for Houston Street as the Nationals go in order. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Padres need 6 to tie. Padres down by 6. Time for our Carl's Jr. start of the game. And, of course, Jordan Zimmerman. Nice outing for him.
Yeah, he threw very few pitches. He was getting ahead quickly. And just electric stuff. The breaking ball, the good location of the fastball. Majority of the time, facing those Padre hitters, throwing 3 pitches or fewer to get quick outs. That's going to take you deep into the game. That's going to be economical when it comes to the pitch count. They got the rally hats out.
Oh, yeah. Chase Headley be the first man to face Tom Gorzalani here. He'll switch back to the hit from the right side. Headley will take one off the plate outside. Headley with a single. His last time up, he's 1 for 3. Nice play there by Lombardozzi. Turns and fires, and LaRoche keeping his foot on the bag in time. Nice play. Not so sure he had his foot on the bag, but call is out.
Kind of a tough position for Scott Berry, the home player, or the first base umpire, rather. This will give us a good look. Does he stay intact with the pillow? He's off, and then he comes back on the bag. Yes, good camera angle. Nice shot right there. And good call by Scott Berry.
Absolutely. So Mark Kotze will come up and pinch hit. This will be in the pitcher's spot. So we'll see if Kotze can get on base. That's what it's all about right now, base runners.
Did a seagull drop like a burger or something on the infield?
I think that's, what was left of a burger.
Yeah. Little snack for Todd Hutchison.
We got Air Siegel.
Looks like somebody put in an order for a sandwich, and the seagull dropping it off for Danny Espinosa at second base there.
30 minutes faster free, right?
Yeah.
Nothing in 2 on Kotze.
Hey, you know what? With Houston Street, right, the closer comes out in the 9th inning, he pitch. You talk about trying to stay mentally tough. How about Mark Kotze? Pinch hitter coming off the bench, trailing by 6. Yeah. Nice.
And doing the professional thing, lining one into the gap in left center. Kotze with a single with 1 out in the 9th.
And my point is, you have to be mentally tough, right? You have to take the approach like it's 0-0 and the winning run is on third. And you never give away at bats. That's just the way Mark Kotze and Houston Street go about their business. They're not going to give away innings. They're not going to give away at bats.
Sure, Kotze is thinking, where was that last night? The 2 men in scoring position. That's just the way baseball is. No 2 at bats are ever the same. So Yonder Alonso will bat. 6th Padre hit today. Boy, he took a beating on that one.
Yeah, you can hear him all the way up here.
Instep. And there's no meat or no padding right there.
No.
That is ball on bone.
And your foot goes numb. And it feels like your foot is swelling up inside your shoe. And then the pain starts to kick in about 3.5 minutes.
Yeah, you were pointing out the other day when one of the Nationals guys bounced one off his foot, got to first base, and said, yeah, that's when he's starting to feel it.
Sure.
Alonso's going to stay in. Doesn't want to come out of this at bat. Well, the cure for not having to run real fast is to hit it real far.
So you can take your time.
Absolutely. And he hits it far. Into that gap in right center. Giving chase and Keel. That ball's going to drop. It's still in play against the fence. Heading to third is Kotze on a double by Alonso. He just missed.
Nice call, Karnak.
Every once in a while.
Well, he hung in there nicely. You can see he's in pain. Gets extended. Belt buckle high. Great extension. And once again, Rick Ankiel out there. You always have to hold your breath. Drops in there for an extra base hit.
Right at the base of the fence. Yep. 5th double of the year for Alonso.
And Mark Kotze had to hold up, right?
Yeah.
Because, you know, there was only one out. I think Keel makes that catch. He's got to go all the way back.
So it's 2nd and 3rd now with a little life. We talked about this before. They go down swinging. If they're going to go down, they're going to go down with a fight and make some noise. And it may not pay dividends that day, but I guarantee you, you start feeling good about your bats the next day. Seven to 1 Washington.
Good hack.
Good hack is right, and a foul to the screen. 1-1.
Ryan Matthews heating up in the Nats bullpen.
Bouncer to short. It's going to get a run in. Maben makes it a close play at first, but he is retired. Kotze will score. That's the second Padres run today. They trimmed it to 5 at 7-2. Now with 2 away and a runner at third. So an RBI for Maben, his 5th of the year. And Alonso takes third. So here's Hudson. He homered earlier today, his 1st of the year. Nothing in 1 here on Hudson. So again, that night game tomorrow to wrap up the series. Volquez and Jackson. Swing and a miss there. Now the Padres down to their final strike on this Wednesday afternoon. Picture of concentration, even with 1 strike perhaps left in this game. 1-2. Nationals trying to run their winning streak to 4 in a row. And the dirt, 2-2. Joe Whelan, 6 innings in this game and his 3rd big league start. Two. Swing and a miss. And that's it. Ball game is over. And the Nationals win this one 7-2 here at Petco Park and have taken the series. The first 2 games, Padres will try to avoid the sweep. And the finale tomorrow night at 7:05 here at Petco Park. Once again, our final score, Nationals 7, Padres 2. Padres Live, brought to you by Cox Communications right around the corner. Mike Pomeranz will tell us what's coming up.
Andy, coming up today at a post-game show, got to talk about the Nationals pitching. It was near perfect. The question, though, today, Jordan Zimmerman, how is he able to do it? What is making him so tough? Mark Sweeney will share his thoughts. Also, Joe Whelan, the rookie, with a nice start. He worked through a little bit of trouble. You'll see what he did to make that happen. You're going to hear from Bud Black. And Orlando Hudson goes long. How he's putting it together when we come back on the post-game show.